what was so stunning was not that they went with this explanation that they didn't run these stories because they didn't have evidence. That would seem reasonable, that you really want to make sure you have that story nailed down. It's that we have seen so many examples over and over again where if you don't share the political viewpoint or the close celebrity friendships of these media people, they will destroy your life with no corroborating evidence. It is worth remembering that it was just a year ago with the Brett Kavanaugh situation that wild allegations were coming forth, things that had no supporting evidence, that Brett Kavanaugh was the leader of a serial gang rape cartel. Those things came to be broadcast on that network, even though there was no corroboration for them and a lot of reasons to doubt the veracity of those stories. So we're seeing this inconsistency that is indefensible. You look at what happened with the Covington boys, where people went crazy with trying to destroy these boys' life, even though the actual story was precisely the opposite of the one that the media presented. And you had them just doing really tough hits on these children when they had no actual supporting evidence.
This is such an amazing story. Everything about the Jeffrey Epstein story is remarkable and intersects with some of the most famous people of our time, very much including Bill Clinton. And these networks, CNN notably today, Jeff Zucker's little personal toady, his grinning minion, was not saying one word about this story all day. It does seem like there's a concerted effort to cover up for this guy. Why is that?
I was struck even by what the reporter was saying, that she worked on this story for 3 years. She tried to bring it to air for 3 years, and now it was coming out. 3 years ago was 2016. We did not see reticence from our media about running stories about Donald Trump that were based on, that made him look bad. And yet you saw this profound reticence for any story that might negatively affect Hillary Clinton. You know, she specifically mentions Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, other high-profile people. It pays to have friends in high places, I suppose, but this is such a great example of why people have come to just profoundly distrust their media. They know the game is rigged. They know that things are not, that the media get to decide what gets high play and what doesn't, and that who gets destroyed and who doesn't. And seeing that power that the media have and seeing how corruptly they wield that power is really eye-opening for a lot of Americans.
Well, it's unbelievable that CNN would devote a better part of a year to destroying, for example, Roger Stone's life, staking out his house as the FBI comes and roughs up his 72-year-old wife, because he was friends with Donald Trump, and that's not allowed in our country. And then to cover up for Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, it really does make you think that, like, maybe the system's too rotten to continue. Seriously.
Right. Well, and I don't personally doubt that he killed himself, but you can see why people do doubt it when so many powerful people who would like to have seen him dead are part of this story, and you know, and just. It's a very...
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein personally, but I do think it's worth pushing a little bit, and aren't journalists supposed to be the ones who push a little bit, but they're not.
Right, but this reporter did show a good... She showed, and it also is a good reminder that a reporter can be good, but if the higher-ups are quashing it, and that happens on so many stories.
It's totally true. And